What's going on, y'all? So former supermodel Crystal McKinney, who sued Diddy last year, has now stepped up to the podium and sued Harvey Weinstein. Now, what's interesting about the Harvey Weinstein dynamic is that I don't know if you guys been paying attention, but Candace Owens has definitely came out and said that she believes that Harvey Weinstein did not commit those crimes that they're charging him with. And she's in fact interviewed Harvey and things of that nature, and Harvey is saying that this is all falsehoods, he's being set up and things like that. Now, Candace is catching a lot of heat, especially from people who support her. They think that she has lost her everlasting mind for ever suggesting that Harvey Weinstein is innocent of these crimes, but Candace is standing 10 toes down in her beliefs, and she said that she has done her due diligence to uncover that Harvey Weinstein is not guilty of these crimes. So what I want to do right now is play you guys some clips that talk about Crystal McKinney suing Harvey Weinstein and things of that nature, and also the clip of Candace basically saying that she does not believe that Harvey Weinstein is being treated fairly, and in fact she goes on to say that she believes that Harvey is innocent. Check out these clips and I'll be back.
Weinstein have both been accused of essaying the same woman, a model named Crystal McKinney. An amended complaint filed on May the 30th against Weinstein alleged that he, McKinney, and a friend in 2003. The model previously filed a lawsuit in 2024 against Diddy for rugging and assaulting her. She claims she received a call from an unnamed modeling agency telling her that they had set up a business meeting between her and Weinstein at a popular West Village lounge in the evening. McKinney says she brought along a fellow modeling friend to see if he would consider her too. Weinstein gave a lot of excuses to why he wanted to leave the lounge and go to the room, and he was just saying it was really loud and crowded and he wanted to talk more business, more role opportunities. When they got to the room, he ordered several bottles of alcohol, and then at one point he grabbed her breast and tugged at her shirt, making the alcohol fall on her shirt. So then after that, she had to go to the bathroom, and her friend came with her as well, and then he came in as well. She also said that he demanded for them to strip and get in a bathtub with him, and they felt like they were backed into a corner and they had to do it. They had to comply with his request. McKinney alleged in the complaint that he directed the women to engage in acts with each other in the bathtub before he took them from the bathtub to the bed. She claimed that then he had grabbed her and her friend and then left the hotel room. She said she was disgusted but too frightened to voice her opposition and had been heavily intoxicated at the time. She claimed in the filing that Weinstein assistant then called the hotel room and McKinney informed her of what took place, but instead of addressing her complaint, the assistant alleged told her to leave the room immediately. Weinstein was convicted in New York State for an SA in 2020 and was sentenced to 23 years in prison. However, the convictions were overturned in April 2024 after the New York Court of Appeals ruled he did not receive a fair trial. Tell me all your thoughts in the comments about this. Do you believe her or not?
Last month, May of 2025, a lady filed a lawsuit against Harvey Weinstein. Now, she filed a very similar lawsuit against Diddy in May of 2024. Is she to be believed? Okay, well, Crystal McKinney filed two lawsuits, approximately 1 year apart. One against Diddy related to a 2003 SA, and one against Weinstein related to a 2003 SA. So her allegations against Diddy: he took her to a recruiting studio, gave her booze, party favors, then SA'd her. Her allegations against Weinstein: he took her and her friend to a hotel room, gave her booze, and SA'd her. Diddy and Weinstein supposedly both promised her that they would boost her career. Okay, they both happened in the same year. Now, Diddy and Weinstein's lawyers are going to sure argue, hey, what are the chances? And they both promised her a career boost. Diddy and Weinstein lawyers are most likely going to argue, hey, maybe they did. But then did she do something in hopes of that boost? Then the boost doesn't happen, and so she gets upset.
You've had phone calls with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Were you nervous before the first call? Just like talking to Harvey from jail?
No,
That's like weird.
I was so confident because I was just like, who is this guy? We're on opposite sides of the political aisle. And I'm just like, he's in prison. We've spoken a lot, and I've really grown to appreciate those conversations from a business perspective. And I just like to see the way his mind works, and the idea that he's going to die in prison for something that I don't believe he did. It sends a chill down my spine. I'm a mother to my third boy on his way. I don't want that world to exist for men. These are, people forget, the Me Too movement made us forget, these are our brothers, our sons, our husbands. We are not a separate species from men. And so I think it's incumbent upon women like me to use our platforms to defend men. And sometimes they're not going to be great moral men like Harvey Weinstein, and sometimes they're going to be little puppies like Justin Baldoni. But when evil women do something, we have to speak out against it.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that, and I want to ask you guys an honest question. I want you all to feel free to drop down in the comments and respond to this question. Do you think that the Me Too movement is responsible for opening up Pandora's box for women and men to come out with these false claims to ruin individuals' lives that maybe they were promised something from those individuals when you look at the Hollywood realm and they never got it? So now they want to come out with claims to basically get back at them for not following through with that promise. Listen, we know that there are people that have come forward with some legit claims. They have been victimized to the 10th power, so it would be preposterous to let a few individuals that are coming forward with lies just to get a paycheck tarnish the whole movement, right? But it's getting real dangerous out here, so I want you guys to drop down in the comments and honestly answer this question. Because me personally, I feel like anybody who lies about being essayed or things like that, it should be a 24-month mandatory sentence that person receives. And it just doesn't stop there for me. You better be lucky I'm not in charge, because once you get out, you're on 5 years of probation. Your license are revoked for 5 years. You also have a $50,000 fine. And just like the SEX offenders list, you go on a list for lying about being essayed and R for the rest of your life. But anyway, the last thing that I want to discuss is the fact that Trump was asked, would he give Diddy a pardon? And this is what Trump had to say in response. Check it out and I'll be back.
Back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening. And I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Now, somebody is waiting in the wing to cop block Diddy's opportunity from getting pardoned, and that would be 50 Cent. 50 Cent said that he's going to talk to Trump and tell Trump all of the nasty things that Diddy allegedly said about Trump. But I posted this clip that you guys just saw on my Instagram a couple of days ago, and I've been telling you guys for the longest. I told you guys last year that I believe that the reason why Diddy is locked up is all based off politics. It's political. Just check out the verbiage that Trump used, basically saying, hey, he used to like me, but when I ran for politics, he didn't like me anymore. He said some nasty things about me. I know that his people on his side are considering asking me for a pardon. And in closing, let me just say this. How can I phrase this without saying too much, because I can't go into depth? Let's just say Diddy may have had some information that would expose some people within the political field, right, that sit high at the top. What if Diddy threatened to put that information out during Trump's political campaign in 2024? And listen, this is not to say that Diddy isn't guilty of some of the things that he's being accused of. I'm going to say it for the 10th, 11th, the upteenth time, that this is far more political than you all think. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that I expressed to you in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.